All right, today's lesson is very quick. On your worksheet, go ahead and read through multiplying by a scalar. A scalar is one individual number, like multiplying a scalar to a matrix, adding vectors and subtracting vectors. It shows you how to do that geometrically. We're going to spend some time doing it algebraically. Now, with scalar multiplication, if you have vector v being a1, b1, and vector w being a2, b2, and you have any k value, which is a real number, if you're going to do scalar multiplication, you're taking k, which is your scalar, it's a real number, and multiply it to each part of your vector. So if you're taking scalar k and multiplying it to vector v, you've got to multiply it to each part of vector b in component form. Okay, you'll do k times a1 and k times b1. And then if you're doing addition, if you're going to do v plus w, you'll take each part, a1 plus a2, and that'll give you your first part, and then b1 plus b2, and that'll give you your second part. Now with subtraction, make sure you keep it in order as the problem is written. If you have v minus w, you'll do a1 minus a2 for your first part of your component, and then b1 minus b2 for the second part of your component. Now if you had w minus v, you'd go in the other direction, a2 minus a1 and b2 minus b1. But always use each individual part of your component. So I'm going to do, let's do number 4. You have a minus 3c, okay? So with a minus 3c, you're taking vector a, which is negative 6 and 2, and you're subtracting 3 times vector c, which is negative 4 and 5, okay? So take each part to do a minus 3c. Let's do our first component. We'll have negative 6 minus 3 times negative 4. And then for your second part, you'll have 2 minus 3 times 5. Now simplify this out. You'll have negative 6 plus 12, which will give us 6. And then over here, you'll have 2 minus 15, which is negative 13. So your resultant, or your final component form for this vector, is 6 and negative 13. Notice when I took vector A and subtracted 3 times C, I took the first part of A minus 3 times the first part of C, and that's where I got my 6 from. Then I took 2, the second part of my component form, minus 3 times 5, the second part of my component form, and I got my final component form vector. Okay?